My Love of Life Energy is a podcast created by Anna Scott. Anna knows that every human being sees life uniquely. In this podcast, she will talk to people and learn from them. These conversations are to shine the brilliance of each human being she speaks to. Join her. After each exploration, you will expand on your insights and see truth and beauty.
Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to my podcast, My Love of Life Energy. And I am privileged to have a repeat guest. And I have repeat guests when I'm so madly in love with them and captivated by who they are in the world and what they say that I want them back because I want to learn more and I want to share them more with the world. So with that, I'm honored to have Mae Chan, and she is business alignment coach. And welcome back again, Mae. It's thrilled to have you here.
I'm so excited to get the privilege of a second time with you and your audience.
So Mae and I are dancing in the world together, and our spheres just keep bumping into each other. And the other day when we were talking, Mae, you said to me that why I wanted to have you back is because you said we're here just to share our gifts, but something like business is just the capitalist way that we have learned how to share. Remember saying that?
Yes. Yeah, it's something that I'm working on expressing better and better. But what I'm finding is what I do with clients and believe in sounds remarkably like old extractive capitalism words, except I find myself like bumping into them again and wanting to redefine everything, including a word like work. And that's where I talked about the idea that I believe we all come with this particular mission or medicine to bring to the world. And that's completely unique to everything that's ever happened to us. Has made us uniquely equipped. And, you know, that thing where while you're in it, the dots don't make sense, but looking back, you can connect all the dots to who you are right now and how this is exactly who and where and what and when, like everything was meant for you. That's what I have now in my 5th decade that I didn't have even 10 years ago. So that's what I have clarity about. And that just gets to translate into work, into vocation, and the way we earn money.
So what do you see work as? And you just used the word vocation, which is God, I just went blank on the guy who wrote the book about vocation. Parker Palmer. Have you ever read his book?
Oh, yes. I've only heard him speak, but didn't read the book. I'm only using that word because from Churchland, it has been talked about like your spiritual mission may be work that you do not for revenue. That's the way I have heard of it before, where and then again in extractive capitalist land, it can be like, well, there's the job over there, but here's what I really want to do is this vocation. And where they have been, at least for me, presented as these separate lives that we might live. And I'm saying, no, it's all one. And it gets to be, you know, you can earn the money you need to live here because we still require money to have peace and thrive and be safe and be fulfilled at the same time.
And so what do you see about vocation and work, or that spiritual and work being one and the same thing?
Well, what I do with clients is, especially service clients particularly, that say coaches, therapists, designers, people are bringing some vision of the world into their work. And I believe that particular vision, and vision sounds kind of like just the outcome, but even the steps, the path to that vision are all included in any kind of service, say, package, right? Like when you hire somebody, that's what the person buying is looking for, some outcome, and wants to also have a good time getting there. And so that's where I think, because of my design training, I see the world a certain way. And, really a lot of things makes me see the world a certain way. And so to me, the answer just looks like, well, if you want this, here are the steps. We just have to ask ourselves and be very willing to own that our vision is our vision and it's perfect for someone out there.
You said that, like what I'm just feeling is that it's simpler than we think.
So much simpler than we think.
Can you say more about that? I mean, because I just, when you said that, it just seems so simple.
Yeah. A lot of what I do is make sort of force people to choose one thing. And it's a little like, okay, if you're telling me I like A, B, and C. Well, if you had to choose one, what would you like to do? Sometimes it's product, what's the service you're really offering? People are amazing, have many, many capabilities, and yet their ideal vision for the world is sometimes how I frame it. What would feel the most fulfilling for you if that one area was the thing you became known for, or the thing you had this legacy impact in? And I say, okay, that's it. That's it. And everything else is distracting, frankly, from the one thing. And so it becomes an editing process often, but it requires some faith in self. And what I think I'm really good at is eliciting a life story that points to that.
Say more. Can you give me an example? Because what you're talking about is so beautiful. I mean, it's touching me right now.
Yeah, an example. So this is I love giving this example, is I was working with a parenting coach who said, I can help parents with almost anything their kid is going through up through elementary school. I've done this, and this, and this. And then I was listening for, as they were getting a lot of inquiries on their web form, which is amazing because not everybody has that. But it was so simple to just hear her excitement for certain ones that said, this is the problem that we're coming in with. And she was just way more like, oh, I really love this one and this one and this one. These other ones are just ones that I know I can handle, but aren't ones that I am 100% confident I can, absolutely resolve that with them. So that was just one way I was like, I mean, this is it. Why would you do anything else? And it was like pretty simple to just say, okay, how about just 0 to 3? How about just these 3 problems, 0 to 3? And then it became much more marketable, much more referable, and much more easy to convey what was possible working with her.
But what's beautiful is there's something you just said that behind those problems is their vision for something larger in life.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
About that, yeah. So sound healing client right now. He also was like, I have provided sound healing in group spaces many times, many ways. People always get a lot out of it. And then I got more into talking about his own life story and his journey of personal healing was quite specific about that pointed us basically, this is healing this person toward this outcome. And then it became, again, much more like, this is how it is, right? We want to offer the medicine that we have strived hard for, maybe. And that sounds, again, like the hard work of it. And I don't mean it like that, but what we have yearned for, the healing we've yearned for in our own life, our own story, is what the medicine we came to also deliver. And how easy we can talk about it, right? There's all these marketing trainings about using, I don't know, resonant language with your target audience. Well, when you are your target audience, it's quite easy to talk about how great every level of transformation has been for you. And you know that path, you know it so well, and you even know it today, which does require you to be quite vulnerable about, I'm still in it. And yet that has a magnetism that, again, like marketing land, could easily make us think we are not supposed to still have these problems. Actually, what I'm saying is you get to absolutely be authentically you in the process and be even more magnetic to your ideal client.
There's what I feel like you are is you said it, but it's like you clear the clutter of everybody's noise.
Yes.
It's like you go into the closet, it's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And you find the 3 dresses, if it's a woman, or the 3 outfits that are so them, and then you get the one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a narrowing, editing. And even, I mean, it starts with, did you know you're allowed to only pick one, and it will be better and more peaceful and easy for everyone. In business, we forget, I think, that we can just pick one and be so great at that. It's in our flow. It's, like I said, our story. So there's endless content on it.
Oh my God. So what do you find happens to people's lives when they go through this process? What do you see happens in their business?
Oh, it's so fantastic. I mean, that's the part that I'm like, I can't believe I get paid to do this journey with people. I sometimes say it's a privilege to ride this rocket ride with you. Like, I just feel like we name the giant life goal and we just make the whole business ride them toward that. And they just feel confirmed in what they came for, their life purpose. They feel their power as people walking around in this world. And I don't mean power over. I mean, like, I get to walk around lit up. I get to walk into a room with this conviction and clarity, and I don't even have to speak. And people are like, tell me, what's happening with you? And that is human power, not just business, but just sense of purpose. And of course, that can be applied all kinds of ways. But what I happen to do is say that purpose is also a business. And then when people, so not only, I mean, it starts with them walking in with this full chest clarity about who they are, what's possible for people that they help people do. Then when somebody actually buys that thing, pays them money beyond what they thought they could charge, because I'm often also helping people own the right to exchange money for this mutual benefit. That also gets to be so exciting, because often, like I said, with a vocation, we're told it's a trade. You can either have fulfillment or you can have money. And I'm saying, when you are tuned in to how big a difference you're making for these people, then you won't feel there's a price. There's a price. And what if it could be anything you want? And sometimes I say, what's the price if we all get to breathe? And I believe in a world, and in my faith system, I say, what if God is not an asshole? I could unpack that more. Sorry, but
no, I mean that I mean it's what you're saying is so beautiful. Keep going.
So we came with this purpose, and we get to breathe and not just tread water, barely breaking even, for delivering this medicine from the journey we've taken up to this moment. Then we get to charge dollars for full financial peace. And yes, I'm saying not just one person, I'm saying we all get to do this. And then it becomes a whole different economy based on mutual exchange, win, 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 because the world wins when we're thriving.
And can I share with you what I'm hearing?
Yes, please. I love that.
All right. So what I'm hearing your offer is for getting business coaches or coaches to get so clear on what their wound was and turn it into their gift and be the one thing that serves humanity.
It is, yes, it is.
Is that
exactly? Yeah. I mean, that is always the thing under the thing. When I say, what is the most important thing to you? It always has to do, it traces back to what they've longed to, almost like they know it's true and they long to see it really be true, to be embodied, enacted, and fleshed in the world.
It's what I'm feeling is the fuel of that pain or the thing they've longed for is the fuel and the power of their gift and what they can serve with other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
because that's inherent passion, inherent drive, in the good way, in the best way. People want to ride that, they want to ride that with you.
What's interesting, Mae, is how do you my guess is that you have really tender gloves, because to have one sit and feel their wound and then turn that into their power, like it's like you're turning the coin or turning the spotlight. But I'm betting that you have to have really tender gloves for people to be able to do that. Like the love and care.
Yeah.
And the reverence.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, can I just confess to you, Anna, the way you're saying it is what I do, but I have not said like, oh, welcome to our session. We're going to uncover your deepest wound so we can alchemize it into your business. But it is what I do. And I just know how to ask. I just know how to be really curious. And also, I think I easily have a lot of understanding for people. I've longed to be understood and not judged and be found just right, because of the old story for me of are you really enough? How do you make sure you keep swimming, you keep climbing, you're never gonna, I mean, I love to deliver that medicine because it's the medicine I needed. You are just right. Everything is just right. And yeah,
your market is coaches. I mean, I'm seeing a very strong, I mean, I can see that, but I can see in the coaching world, having been one and around a lot of them, is what you're the power is for coaches to get really clear on that is their offer. And then market it.
Yeah. I mean, here's another layer to that. One, I'll just tell you, inside, I'm like, I mean, I coach a number of types of businesses, but I also do believe that many service providers are coaching their clients. And so they are coaches in a sense where they become more in touch with what I call the thing under the thing, that people come to you for this thing, but your version of the solution to that is something way bigger and deeper. I think that's true for many, like I said, therapists and healers of all kinds of modalities, and designers too, who are bringing a different environment, a transformative environment, and even the process can be quite an odyssey to get there. And the way you usher them from A to Z is very unique and special.
But what's so beautiful, what I'm seeing is when you said that, I could see that you're finding the diamond in each person.
I already know there's a diamond in each person. It makes me a great listener. And it really, what's the other word? A person that people easily tell everything to, and they trust me, and I am trustworthy of those vulnerable spots, because I know it is exactly in those spots. It's their power. I already know the things that are like, oh, I don't tell everybody, or the things that make them tear up and pause in the conversation. I'm like, that's it. That is it. There's gold right there.
Oh, Mae, what a gift. What a true gift. We only have a couple more minutes, and I also want to promote what you're doing in Oakland in the events that you're hosting. So would you share what's up for you in that? Because it's taking my breath. I'm loving watching you and what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to give you heart signals. So it's called Collective Dreams Community. And it is parallel to what we've just been speaking about in your business. And I guess you could say it's like that vocation piece where I don't think everybody needs to be an entrepreneur. What I would love is if everybody knows how possible and easy it is and accessible. And yet there is nobody counted out for impact in their community. So the thread of everyone taking up their own just one small action in their community, then woven together our collective dreams, they can all come true. That's my belief. And all we need to do is just take that one action. One small thing is not small at all when we are tuned in to the web.
Give examples of small actions, because people, we hear that, and what I want people to get is ideas of what that small action and what you've seen.
Yes. I'll give you from my own experience, because I think that is the most specific, and it will illustrate the model. So I came to Berkeley in the late 80s, and it was early in what is now called houselessness, the unhoused time. People were appearing on Telegraph Avenue it was new to me to be around people. And I just thought, what is happening? My heart, baby Mae's heart, was almost, I couldn't function in the world, knowing there was such injustice, what seemed to me like just suffering but also from injustice in the world. And so I came to Berkeley. Actually, I should just say I came to Berkeley because it was known for protest and people engaging cultural, social change and visibly. And so how that looked in 1988 was there are people in front of me who are unhoused. And I talked with others who were like, let's just try things. I had one friend actually who was like, let's just try things. And so she said, how about you and I go out and we talk to anyone who's up for talking to us. And we sat next to one particular, I mean, there's just a few characters that I remember. So we're so generous with a few like naive 19-year-olds to just share their story and how they got there and how they were so much more than just unhoused. And then all the dots made sense from just these conversations where they were just 3D humans with stories and lives. So that was one, I was like, almost like in such pain about this big macro issue, capital I issue. And then I had a friend who's like, let's just go explore. And we just sat next to this person, this man who was a Vietnam vet. That was his story at that time. We just sat with him on the street, on the sidewalk, leaning against a building. And they were just so generous to share. So that told me something about, oh, well, now I could follow a thread to let's talk mental illness support and mental healthcare. Let's talk families, support systems that could be strengthened. Let's talk militarism and the toll it takes on our veterans and how are we supporting them? I mean, as far as big issue, it became some not just big amorphous with no handholds. It gave me some handholds for here's new threads to follow. But the most important thing was this actual human I could care for in front of me. So does that make sense? How it just felt like so simple. And then I had a choice and to keep going on these bigger issues. And also what we learned is they really need socks. And so my friend and I were like, hey, does anyone have socks? And it was so easy to get socks. But I wouldn't have known that from the outside, from, I don't know, just like wringing my hands about big H homelessness. I mean, I wouldn't have known. So
it's beautiful, Mae. Well, okay, so we're at the end of our time. How do people find you? And where do they look you up? Share that and it'll be all in the link.
Thank you. So probably easiest is reallifeoakland.com.
Okay.
That is a way to reach out directly to me. Emails come directly to me there. I am most present talking events on Instagram. The Linktree gives links to sign up for a number of in-person and virtual ways to talk with me.
Cool. Thank you, Mae. It's always such an honor. You just so touched me. I love you.
Thank you so much.